reserves worth $6.3 billion in 2 years. Unfortunately, this has led to the depreciation of the Ghanaian currency.
Yeah.
And they continue to come. It just floors me that he thinks that W-2 black folks in America and 1099 can't afford to come on vacation. Ghana. Lived off the resources of the local and did not contribute through taxation to the economy.
Man, if you know anything about Ghana, nobody contributes to taxation in Ghana. Nobody contributes to taxation in Ghana. Nobody contributes to taxation in Ghana. Nobody contributes to taxation in Ghana.
There are no pacts between lions and men. Now you know who you're fighting. You won't have eyes tonight. You won't have ears or a tongue. You will wander the underworld blind, deaf, and dumb, and all the dead will know. This is Hector, the fool who thought he killed Achilles.
All right. Welcome, everyone. They came, they bought, and they continue to come. You heard that, right? There is nobody in Ghana that contributes through taxation in Ghana. All right, everyone. I am your man, CJ, and welcome everyone to this special video. We are going to be having a great conversation today, and it's a conversation that I think is worth having. Okay. So he says, and I want to focus on the main reason here, which is that people in Ghana don't pay taxes. Did you hear that? Did you get that part? Now we're going to talk about, because Ghana, are you hearing this? Ghana. I want to find out from my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Okay? Are you hearing that there are people in your country who are possibly not paying taxes because they believe no one else is paying taxes? Is that true, Ghana? Is it true that Ghana, no one pays taxes through taxation in Ghana, which is essentially what the guy said, the mill clown, right? So here's where I want to focus on that, because that is, to me, going to be the meats and potatoes of this video. Because I want to know how, because in that video that I did, I basically said that I can guarantee you that the people that moved over there, one of these countries, and I'll play that clip, one of the tax men in these countries, Ghana and the United States, isn't getting the tax money. I literally said that. Because as a U.S. citizen, you have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes as a U.S. citizen. I'm going to show you where I found that information too, because there were people that came and said that's a lie. You don't pay taxes as a U.S. citizen in a foreign country. There were people that literally came, and I'm going to pull that information up and I'm going to show it to you. There were people that came that said there was a lie. It's not true. If you live outside of the United States, you don't pay taxes as a U.S. citizen. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to talk about that. But the question I have for Ghanaians is it true? And do you accept that you have people from a different country who call themselves expats, by the way? See that fancy phrase? They're not immigrants. We're going to talk about why they call themselves expats. Okay. So you see, when Ghanaians come to their country, Ghanaians are immigrants. Africans are immigrants. We're all immigrants. When they go to your country, they're expats. Fancy words like that. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. All right. Is it true that when you have people living in your country, that migrate in your country, earning money in your country, is it true that they don't need to pay taxes? I need someone from Ghana to please to help me with this, because that's what this guy said. That there's no tax, that no one pays taxes in Ghana. So the 70-something millions of Ghanaians don't pay taxes. Okay, let me tell you why that is bogus. And that is, again, I think it'd be interesting for Ghanaian authorities to watch this video and find out that these people are potentially not paying taxes in their country. And they're over there eating. Can you imagine that? Here's what you find from a lot of people that leave the United States and go to a different country. People like these guys. Is that they go to Africa and they think they can go to anywhere in Africa and break the law because they're Americans. It is a known thing that you have people from this country that will go to other countries. Like now we're seeing that people that go to Ghana, they're not paying taxes because they tell themselves, well, this guy next door isn't paying it, so why I got to pay it? Do you get what I'm saying? No, the law isn't for you to break because the next door neighbor isn't paying taxes. There's always, every country's got tax avoidance. Every country. Here in the United States, there are people that try to avoid paying taxes. But we have an agency called the IRS that go after them. You don't break the law because you think that your next door neighbor isn't paying taxes. Because in Ghana, they pay taxes in Ghana. I mean, maybe someone from Ghana can tell me that that's not true. Come and defend these people. I beg. Come and defend them. Because if I found out here in the United States, let me tell you what, if you want to piss off citizens of a country, go and live in their country, right? And don't pay taxes while everyone else is doing it. You are going to find citizens outraged. Here in the United States, I'm a U.S. citizen. In this country, if I found that there are citizens in this country, first of all, if you're illegal, that's a problem. And then you're on top of the fact that you're not paying taxes. How are you getting away with that? You understand? It's a crime. Do you get that? If I also equally found that there were people in Nigeria migrating over there, living in my homeland, the country that was my origin, and they're not paying taxes, and they're living over there, feeding off of the people and not contributing to the no, that is a crime. It's a law against that. So maybe we're going to deal with that because you heard him. What you're not going to hear on my program is me making up stuff on people. You guys heard it at the beginning. And if you didn't hear that, go watch this whole stream all over again. I'm not going to replay that because, I want you to watch the stream again. You see how I did that? I want you to rewatch it because I will tell you that that's why I told you that Mill, he's a clown. To say out in public that no one pays taxes in Ghana. So what does that mean? You're not paying taxes? Okay, that's the implication. So we'll talk about that. Now, I want to talk about what I really want to talk about. I want to play the clip from where I talked about taxes because I alluded in my video that I can almost guarantee you that people weren't paying taxes in Ghana. I talked about how, again, all of that was things that were going to make it impossible for you to survive in Ghana, which is limited funds, right? Challenges with locals, and you got to pay taxes in the United States. As an American citizen, if you live anywhere outside the country, you got to pay taxes. Okay. So I want to play that clip, which was a response to what you heard at the beginning of this video when he said, nobody pays taxes in Ghana. Okay, so let's play my clip, and then we'll have a conversation about that because I want Ghanaians to come and defend this. Okay, that you have people in your country who aren't paying taxes, possibly, who are saying that people don't pay taxes in your country. Okay, so I want Ghanaians who like to defend these types of bad behavior. I want you to come and tell me if that is the case. Okay, let's go into this. The last problem and the third one, which I think in addition to these two that I've mentioned, is one word: taxes. Taxes is something that I'm not sure if the president of Ghana considered this in addition to all the other things. I don't know if he considered all of that when he made that call, and or perhaps promoted that whole idea that if you come to Ghana, it's just haven. Because every United States passport holder, every U.S. citizen has an obligation by law, as a condition of your citizenship, whether you're born in the country or whether you're naturalized in the country, as a condition of your citizenship, by law, you must pay taxes to the U.S. Treasury. If you earn money in the country or you earn money outside of the country, you must pay taxes to the United States Treasury. It's a condition of your citizenship. All right, now, okay, I'm going to pause it right there for a second. I want to show you, because again, I had people that came to my comment section saying that I was lying, that was not the case. Okay, so I want to show you where I got that information, so you know that I know what I'm talking about here. All right, so we're going to show you where I got that information. Now, hopefully you guys can see my screen. Okay, now what is this? This is the IRS website. This is irs.gov. This is a government website. You can go ahead and find this yourself. Now, we're going to go and read this so you understand what's going on here. Now, what does it say here? Okay, this is the FAQ page, the frequently asked questions. Now, what is the first question here? I'm a U.S. citizen living and working outside of the United States for many years. Do I still need to file U.S. tax return? Yes. If you are a U.S. citizen or a resident alien living outside of the United States, your worldwide income is subject to U.S. income tax regardless of where you live. Okay. However, you may qualify for certain foreign earned income exclusion and or foreign income tax credit. That's right here. You see that? Okay. So to those that came to my comment section telling me that I was making stuff up, okay, this is why you got to go to school, people. You got to get educated. Okay? Right. That's where you get the information. You go to irs.gov. You can find that information on there. So let's get back to the video because I wanted to show you that information. Okay. Let's keep going. There's no one is above taxes. No one is above the law. So the individuals over there, as I mentioned, most of which are your 1099 employees. What I mean by 1099, if you're not getting a W-2, W-2s are what your employer sends to you at the end of your pay cycle. It essentially has a breakdown of how much you're making per year, per month, per weekly, and also has all the deductions taken out of it. So they'll take out all your taxes, they take out your Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security tax. They'll take all your tax, city tax, states, federal, if you depend on the state you're in, and then they hand you what's left afterward. Your net is all breaking down your W-2. That's what you file at the end of the year of the year for next year. So those are W-2. That says that you make this much every month, and most of us plan around that. So we know how much we're making every month. We can plan on our lifestyle around that. Your 1099s, however, are what's given to businesses. So they don't tax that, okay? Those are not taxed because the IRS understands if you own a business, there's certain costs that you're going to incur, which is going to vary from one business to another. However, at the end of the tax year, you're expected to pay taxes on whatever earns or gains you've made. And if you have losses that you didn't make any money, you can file what's called a Schedule C, which allows you to deduct whatever operating costs you had to incur while operating the business. And you can file a loss, right? And if you make gains, you have to pay taxes on those gains. So those are the two documents that are sent to anyone making money in the United States who has the right to work in the country, or anyone living outside of the country As long as you're a U.S. citizen living outside the country, you must pay taxes. So for these individuals, think about it for a second. They're in Ghana, making money from YouTube, Instagram, however how little that is, because I can guarantee you it's not that much, right? But let's just say they were making, for those who made a significant amount of money from their venture online. Let's just say, they're making good money from that. They have to pay taxes on that, right? Now, these ones are not eligible for deduction. They can't file Schedule C, because Schedule C's, basically, as I mentioned, are deductions that you incurred where your business is operating. And if you're outside the United States, you're not eligible for filing Schedule C for that. Your Schedule C will be filed in the United States. So you're not going to be eligible for that. You're not. So you're going to have to pay the full taxes on this, because the IRS is not going to accept that you incurred expenses driving, the Moluel, the Downfall, or whatever they drive in Ghana, and you want to deduct the mileage on that. It's not going to work. Okay. It's going to have to be operations in the United States, right? That's how that is. So they're not going to deduct that. So they're going to have to pay whatever percentage on taxes that it is for that. So imagine paying that percentage of tax to the United States Treasury. And imagine paying the taxes in Ghana, because you have to pay taxes in Ghana. That is steep on whatever monthly income you're making, in addition to the cost of living All right, so you heard that. You have to pay taxes in Ghana, okay? You have to pay taxes in Ghana. There is no country on earth today whose citizens don't pay taxes to their country. I don't know one. Because taxes is essentially how the government, raises money to fix their country and support the entire country. It's a common sense thing. There's no country on earth that you go to that you don't pay taxes. I pay taxes here in the United States. I have tax return every year. Okay. And when you are in Nigeria, you got to pay taxes. When you're in Ghana, you got to pay taxes. Okay. So what these individuals are telling us is that there's no one in Ghana that is paying taxes. Okay. All right. You're faced with every month. So I would like to think that these individuals are paying their taxes. I would like to think that. However, that is going to be deep. It's going to dip into your monthly cost, and that's going to eat out whatever you're bringing in. It's bad enough that you're paying the taxes you're paying in the U.S., which can go from anywhere from 20-some to 24% if you're married, or as high as 33% if you're a single person. Okay, it's bad enough that many of us pay this, and we look forward to our tax return every year, first of the year, so we can claim some of that money back, right? You're not going to be eligible. These individuals are not eligible for that. And so that is a huge cost liability. And to not pay your taxes in the United States it's a federal offense. It's a federal offense that many have gone to jail for. And the IRS now is cracking down on many people who are avoiding taxes, tax avoidance, which is why the Biden administration, the current administration here in the United States, increased and expand the audit department for the IRS a couple of years ago. And one of the initiatives behind that was to go after those who defrauded the United States government of COVID relief funds. That's one. But the audit department is the audit department. They're going after anyone who is not paying their taxes. And they know the names of everyone, because YouTube and every other company has to send to the IRS how much they paid every individual, especially if they paid you more than $500 during a pay period. If you earn more than $500 a year, you are going to get either a W-2, you're going to have to pay taxes on that, or you get a 1099, right? And so they know the names, the Social Security, and the identity of everyone who is supposed to be paying taxes. They know how much you made, and you got to pay taxes on that. So how are you able to pay taxes to the United States Treasury, living in a different country as a U.S. citizen, and then pay taxes in Ghana? Okay, so that's something that wasn't that's something that is a huge burden. Because I can guarantee you, one of these countries' taxmen are not getting their money. One of these countries. The tax man from one of these countries isn't getting the money. Okay. And it's probably more likely going to be Ghana. It's more likely that these individuals were not paying taxes into Ghana, which will have injected capital into the country. All right. So with these challenges, we're seeing them coming home, which is why I said that the initiative was DOA from the jump. It was bound to fail from the jump. Okay. Now, you heard that. Now, how did I know that? How did I know that there were people in Ghana, possibly who moved from the United States to Ghana, who are possibly not paying taxes in that country? Do you understand this? How did I know that? Okay. I knew this based on the archetype of people that moved over there. It's called critical thinking skills. Essentially why I say you got to go to college. Because I knew based on the archetype of people who went over there, okay, who went with limited funds, who are U.S. citizens in a third world country, who are going to face everyday challenges, cost of living, everyday monetary challenges every day. I knew that is only common sense. You can only logically reason this out. That if you go to a country with limited funds and you have to survive in that country, you don't have money coming in steadily, which is what I talked about in this video, and you have to pay taxes in the United States and pay taxes in that country, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that one of these countries isn't going to be getting the money. This is why I said that. You know, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. And now they just proved me right. That you had a guy whose incentive is to lie to people that tell them that things are good in Ghana. Right? We've already determined that, really? And now he says that no one pays taxes in Ghana. So the question I want to ask Ghanaians, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. The question for you Ghanaians, who came to attack the video because you thought somehow CJ was jealous of your country. Trust me, I just told you. It makes no difference to me. The question I have for you, do you approve? First of all, is it true that no one pays taxes in your country? First of all, I need you to answer that question because that's a question at hand. And also, do you also approve of individuals like these bozos, clowns in your country who are possibly not paying taxes in your country? I need you to tell me that. Help me understand this. Because if someone was paying taxes, if you came to me and said, hey, I don't think you're paying taxes, I would say, hold on a second. We can disperse this right now. Okay? We can make you, I can shame you right now. I'll go bring my tax returns. Because that's usually how you prove this. Because I will tell you that one part was the one part of that video that I expected someone to prove me wrong. Right? I still haven't gotten it yet. Because if you get to me and tell me you're not paying taxes, I'll say, hold on a second. I'll go get my tax returns. You get what I'm saying? And I will show you that you're talking nonsense, which is what I would have expected from these individuals. No, that's not what they did. These guys thought that the way to respond to that was to confirm what I said in that video, that no one pays taxes. He even said, I don't know what I was talking about. That's what these male clowns said. You don't know what you're talking about. If you know about taxes in Ghana, nobody pays taxes in Ghana. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the implication is that they're not paying taxes. Which is what I said. Which is why I said that the initiative was not getting the tax injection to that country. Which is why they went and borrowed money. Do you understand you can see the progression here. You can see how this is why that video really exposed the year of return as a scam. Because they were hoping to get, like I mentioned earlier on, possibly a huge number with the star power, with the people they pulled into the country, with celebrities and all that. They were hoping they were going to get that. But they miscalculated. They miscalculated based on the 3 criteria of status I told you. And they only got 1,500 people. And now we're finding that some of those people, if not most of them, are possibly not paying taxes in that country. I'm sure Ghanaian authorities would like to know this. I'm sure. And I'm sure the United States government also would like to know that there are citizens in their country that are breaking the laws. Because I will tell you, as a U.S. citizen, your passport doesn't give you, as a U.S. citizen, you are and you must keep the law in another country. Your passport as a U.S. citizen does not give you the right to break the law knowingly in another country. I know this because I took classes on business law. Do you understand this? Because I wasn't sure if they found out that there are people out there like these two bozos who thought that they would come out and do a video without thinking through this. And they were saying nonsense, possibly incriminating themselves. Okay? So they got a burden of proof now to prove they're paying taxes in our country. And I'm sure Ghanaians right now I want to know what Ghanaians, because here's what's going on. I'm baiting them right now. Let me tell you what I'm doing right now. I am baiting them right now because naturally what's going to happen, and I'm counting on this. I'm counting because I know they're watching me. They're gonna need to do a video to clean that up. That's one. All right. I owe them one more video. Okay. But I'm not going to stop there. So they're going to do a third video. They're going to need to clean this one up and lie to you and say, no, that's not true. We're paying taxes in Ghana. And they're going to have to show. So those that watch them, you need to go and find out from them. If you're paying taxes in their country, Ghanaians, wherever you live, you need to go find out from them. Are you paying taxes in my country? Because the idea that you think that people are not paying taxes in my country. How did you get to that number? How did you know that 70 million people in Ghana are not paying taxes? Okay. So I'm expecting them. I'm baiting them right now. I'm expecting them to respond to the video naturally. And then I'm going to respond to another video, right? So that's one. I'm expecting channels who somehow want to sympathize with them to jump on this and defend them. I'm expecting large channels. I'm not doing poo-poo channels right now. Insert yourself in this situation. I'm expecting that because one thing you're not going to do, here's content. You do a video on me, I'll do a video on you. See, I can be petty like that sometimes. You know? So I'm expecting that. Those who want to sympathize, let me find one who's going to jump on to defend possible criminality of these two in Ghana. Jump on. Okay? So I'm expecting that. And thirdly, I'm expecting Ghanaians. I want to see Ghanaians support this behavior in your country. Do you understand this? That you have people in your country that are possibly breaking the law in your country and they're feeding and eating off your resources and you're paying their fair share of taxes in the country. Because I know for a fact in Ghana, you pay taxes. I know for a fact you pay taxes in Ghana. So when you have people leave their country, go to another country and contribute to the corruption in that country, and then they have the audacity to say Africa is corrupt, but you have people that possibly go to that country to possibly, because they've heard in Africa, people were, So now you go there and possibly break the law. Okay. The laws are not there for you to pick and choose. The laws are there for you to keep. Do you understand this? So I'm baiting them because you guys are going to get more videos on this. Because when they are in the junky juice right now. Because I am not the one. Okay? When you come after me, make sure you're sharp. Okay? When you say something I didn't say in a video, make sure you can defend it. Because I am all for it. Okay? I am all for it. These two to me are an embarrassment. Now, here's the last thing I want to say. Before I close out this video. Do you notice that they call themselves expats? These two are not going to stay in Ghana. They're not going to stay. They're going to leave. They're not going to stay. Do you know why they call themselves expats and not immigrants? If you check out what an expat is someone who temporarily lives outside of their country of origin in a different country that work in a different country. The word here is temporarily. An immigrant is someone that moves from a different country, from the country of origin to another country permanently. You notice how they call themselves expats? Because they're telling you they're not going to stay. They're going to leave Ghana for the same things I've just talked about. The same reasons and the challenges that I've just talked about. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. They're going to leave Ghana like the other ones that have left because of the same challenges, but they're not going to tell you this. What they're going to tell you is fictitious story like, guys, here's what the story is going to look like. Guys, oh man, we hate to do it, but we love Ghana. We have to go. You know, my grandmother is sick, or my grandfather is sick, or my cousin, something like that, you know. Or our kids are missing. We're missing the United States. There's something that's pulling us back to the country. This is what they're going to tell you, right? They're not going to tell you that they're leaving for the same reason CJ pointed out in his video. The same reason many have left that country back to the United States. They're not going to tell you that. They'll give you something fictitious like that because they're not going to stay. They're riding this whole year of the return thing out because they've got a tourist company over there. So they have an incentive to be in a country right there to tell you to move over there. To tell you to leave the United States and go over there. Now, if you want to leave and go to an African country, make sure you thought it through. Make sure you have planned it out. It is not an easy move to uproot your life. And it doesn't have to be from the United States. It could be anywhere. It can be if you live in England, if you live anywhere in the world. The same thing, people that go from Africa here to this country, they had to plan it. It took years of preparation. People didn't just uproot and leave because you're essentially uprooting your life to go to a different country. It's going to take a while for you to settle in that country. It's not an easy thing. On top of the fact that you're going to need money to sustain you. Most of us who come to this country, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to close. Most people who come to the United States from Africa, the United States government requires a certain amount of money in your bank account before they would approve you to come to this country. Now, why do they do that? Why does the U.S. require, I know this because we all went through it. Why does the U.S. require that you have a certain amount of money? Because you're going to need income to sustain you to survive in a country anywhere in the world, which is what I talked about in that video. But you listen to bozos like these guys who tell you, it's all good, come to Ghana. Because they're incentivized to bring you over there. So, if after you've heard this video, you want to go to Ghana, please, by all means, go. Please, go to Ghana. Who cares? Do you understand that? So, I'm going to get, these two are during my crosshairs now. Because they're in the junky juice. We're going to have videos because I'm expecting that one of these three scenarios I've told you is going to happen. And I'm counting on it. I owe them one more video, one more original video. And I'm going to decide from there how far I want to take this. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like the video. Share this content. Thank you all for all of you that were here. I appreciate you all here. And subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
De vill ju bara dra ner oss, men du är fett och vanlig. Och det jag lägger all min tid, jag vill ha dig. Du får mig känna safety. Jag kan nog leda baby, och jag kommer aldrig ändra mig.